Every year I go back, I get excited. I get that energy. The cultural experience is just out of this world. From Australia, Aborigines, Fiji, Germany, Jamaica, we are getting a lot of countries now that want to come and compete with us, which is great because they hear about the atmosphere, they hear about the culture that we're trying to build, and everyone is just trying to make things work and just let these young men and women experience something that's going to last them a lifetime. They're going to have lifelong friends forever.
Sports is kind of a universal language. No matter where you live, no matter what country, what state, whatever, sports kind of brings people together. Through Coast to Coast International Athletics, we really want to provide that opportunity where it's international travel, but it's sports is the reason. It's athletics is going to bring you to that place and compete against other kids that are just like you. It might be a 16-year-old from New Zealand or a 17-year-old from Australia, and they find out that they're really the same as me, even though they live on the other side of the planet.
It's a very, very exciting experience for not only athletes, but also supporters, right? Many people have not been outside of their homes, so it really gives them an opportunity to represent themselves, represent their family, represent their communities. A lot of people have not ever been invited somewhere. Coast to Coast International Athletics gives people that opportunity, and it provides the excitement not only for the athlete, but also the community as well.
It's really fun to watch them bond through athletics. That's the one thing they always share is athletics, and that's our starting point, and then they go from there and talk about what else that they have in common.
One of the reasons why we're worth it is there's a level of expectation that you have to achieve. So we have qualifying marks. You're going to be at a high level of competition. So whether you run the 400, the 100, the 200, long jump, high jump, triple jump, you have to have a certain qualifying mark in order to get an invite from us. And I can tell you this much, our qualifying mark will at least get college coaches to look at you.
There are things called sport vacations, where an athlete gets an invitation to travel the world and maybe have a small piece of it being competition and the rest being sightseeing and tourism. We focus on the competition first. We recruit athletes that, number one, want to attempt to be successful at this competition, and number two, are probably looking at aspirations of competing at a higher level.
You're competing with athletes of the same level. A lot of times you're at high school back in the US, you might be the fastest kid on the team, and they want you to anchor the 4x4. In our meet, you might be the slowest, but now you're with 3 other people that run the same, so you're going to come out with a great time that you haven't had at all.
There's just a uniqueness of kids that have that athletic mindset, and they're going to come along with us in going that I want to do well. I want to do my best. I'm going to compete hard. I'm going to compete fair and square, but I'm going to really try to compete at a highest level possible.
We're introducing now another sport. In 2025, I'm happy to introduce golf to Coast International Athletics.
I think it's been a staple in the United States for a long time. And when we watch the PGA, we see very competitive golfers out there from the PGA and LPGA. And it's really becoming a pretty big sport over there. And we feel the time is right to bring over a team from the United States. The trip with Coast to Coast International Athletics really brings sports and travel in one. We really want to focus on the competition first, bringing quality athletes to compete against other quality athletes. But then we want to give you that opportunity to go travel. If you're going to go to the Great Barrier Reef, or when we go to Sydney and visit the Opera House, those sorts of things bridge those two gaps.
You get to hold a koala bear, you get to see kangaroos, you get to see a lot of things going on. The Gold Coast Mayor Committee is working with us as well to make sure you have a great experience while you're in Australia.
It's an opportunity that you can't get on the internet. You can't get by sitting in your living room watching it on TV. It's a chance of a lifetime. The fact that these kids are stellar athletes, that they are at the top of the game in their respective sport, gives them an opportunity to do something that most people will never, ever do.